A stray dog in China was killed alongside her puppies, and after everything unfolded, it turned into something much more bigger than just a horrific animal abuse case. People in China became so angry and outraged by what had happened. They started putting her face on billboard, not just in China, but worldwide. This story is about Wang Wang. So to start off, who was Wang Wang? Wang Wang was a stray dog in Guangzhou province in China. She wasn't a famous dog, but the local residents knew of her and also fed her regularly. She was known locally as Wang Wang, and in June 2026, she gave birth to 3 puppies. The puppies were only around 2 weeks old, and this is when the story becomes incredibly disturbing. On June the 28th, an attack involving 4 boys under the age of 14 took place. Boys recorded the whole sickening act. The footage of the abuse circulated online, which showed the mother dog, Wang Wang, and her puppies being violently attacked. One by one, each puppy was killed, and they were beaten to death with sticks. The mother dog was dragged by a wire cable and then was set on fire. While Wang Wang was burning, one of the kids said in the video, "Smells so good." I would advise you to not watch this video. It really upset me a lot to watch the video. Even just explaining this story to you now, it's hard. From an article from Mihu News, they state that multiple articles that were circulating on Weibo and also threads show the 4 boys laughing and strangling the mother dog with the wire, beating her with sticks, piercing the puppy's eyes with a sharp stick, and they poured gasoline all over her body, and the mother dog was engulfed in flames. Between the residence building, making a lot of noise, the dog was crying in pain. The perpetrators stated in this article, it says that they laughed, they shouted that it smells good, and filmed the whole thing and then posted it online. A resident from Jieyang said that the video online of the mother dog and beating the puppies were very cruel. The exposure of this video has really angered the public, which a lot of them have now been forwarding images and pictures of the children that were involved in this act. Netizens said that the local government claimed the children have now been sent to a specialized school after the violent act. The town government has also stated that they have urged the parents of the individuals involved to fulfill their guardianship responsibilities. But the important thing here is that Wang Wang and her 3 puppies were killed. And when the video spreads, China reacts to it. The reaction online was enormous. People were absolutely furious. One of the biggest conversations about what had happened to Wang Wang is what is going to happen to the people that were responsible, because the children that were involved were all under the age of 14. The local authorities announced that the children had been sent to the specialized schools, but many people thought that wasn't enough. People were asking, what does justice actually look like for a case like this? There were many other people which have also responded that were actors and actresses from China, Hong Kong, and also Taiwan. The former actor called Stephen Ma posted 2 messages on his social media on July 13th. The first demanded legislation to stop the cruelty and the abuse of animals. The second mentioned hearing his parents and elderly say, "He who steals a needle when young will steal gold when old," implying that children need to be taught right from wrong, good and evil, and values from a young age. UN Man Kit uploaded a photo of Wang Wang on social media, writing, "So cold-blooded. What kind of living environment made people completely lose their humanity? And if it hadn't happened this time, it would have happened again. Animal laws need to be enacted quickly." Then this discussion even got bigger. Something else became a really huge story. China doesn't actually have any national law precisely for criminalizing people that commit animal cruelty. There are actually many stories that animal cruelty and animal abuse has happened before already. For example, the story about Li Meng. Around the same time, another man that was in Chongqing actually committed a similar crime as well too, where he reportedly adopted puppies while presenting himself as an experienced and caring pet owner. Neighbors allegedly filmed him abusing one of the puppies, and another puppy was later found abandoned in the stairway of his apartment with very serious injuries. This case, a lot of further anger within the animal lover community. People were questioning whether the existing laws would do enough to protect animals from cruelty. For the case of Wang Wang, so many people started pushing for animal protection laws. It wasn't just a few angry comments. Animal lovers across China started organizing and calling for a change. According to the Human Rights Watch, paid billboards and also advertisements calling for the end of animal abuse appeared in more than 100 cities, and more than 17,000 people have signed up for online petitions online, demanding accountability, national animal protection law. There was something else that also happened which was really powerful. The message about Wang Wang started to come outside of China. Supporters crowdfunded a lot of advertisements, such as in Hong Kong, Taipei, and also New York. Wang Wang's image appeared in Times Square. They were doing this because they didn't want Wang Wang's story just to disappear. These were people that they cared about animals and didn't want animals to suffer. These reactions didn't just stay in China. Wang Wang's story inspired to raise more awareness. It was also promoted in Melbourne on August the 23rd, remembering Wang Wang from China, and also Oreja, which is a community dog story that happened in Brazil, which is quite similar to Wang Wang's story too. What I find very interesting about both of those stories is that it brings people together to think about, can stronger laws be put in place for animal protection to stop animal cruelty, and what should happen if those protections are not in place. Also, netizens were saying that the authorities were trying to crack down on a lot of things. They were trying to tell people to stop spreading this information online. And the Human Rights article, they stated posters discussing about Wang Wang were removed, and some animal protection supporters faced pressure over this activism. This created another huge online discussion with netizens. People were saying don't harass and don't harm were involved because they were minors. Others were saying that it shouldn't mean that the entire discussion about animal cruelty disappeared because they were minors. The whole situation actually got me thinking about where the line is. At what point do we say children and they didn't fully understand the consequences of what they have done? And then at what point do we say, oh, this is serious and there should be a serious consequence? Personally, I don't care that they are children. When it comes to the basic principle that you shouldn't deliberately harm an animal. So when you think about the bigger question, because underneath all of this is a much more bigger question. What happens when people feel like animals are not protected enough? Do we stay quiet? Do you protest? Do you push for new laws? Or do you take the story somewhere else so more people can hear about it? That's essentially what happened here. People kept talking about Wang Wang. They put up the billboard. They shared her story. The animal protection organizations also got involved. It was around reportedly 100 cases of people that reported their concern around the world. So my thoughts on all of this. What makes this story even more upsetting to me is that she wasn't just a unknown dog, a stray. People knew of her, but most importantly, she was a mother trying to protect her puppies. People fed her, people took pictures and also videos with her. Reportedly, she was allowed to go into people's homes. From my perspective, she looked like a harmless dog, a friendly dog who people had been looking out for. So when I hear the discussion, the children understand what they're doing, I find myself asking, at what point do we recognize that they knew that they were causing suffering? There has also been a lot of online discussion about the children's upbringing, and some of the children reportedly coming from a difficult family background or divorced families. But at the same time, that shouldn't stop people from having a conversation about animal cruelty, education, accountability, and what laws should exist to prevent something like this from happening again. And that's why Wang Wang's story has become much more bigger than just one stray dog. For a lot of people, she is a symbol of pushing for stronger animal protection laws. But whatever the wider debate is, there is one thing that's really pretty simple. She was a mother who had 3 puppies. The world didn't want to forget her. This was Wang Wang. I honestly want to know what you think about this story and if you've heard this story before. Do you think cases like this could lead to stronger animal laws being put in place? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you like these sort of commentary style stories, subscribe, because I have a lot of topics that I'd love to talk about. This was a hard video to do, but see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
makes sense.